So it might be official, y'all. It just might be official. Gary Russell Jr. versus Devin Haney for the 135-pound WBC title is not happening. I repeat, it might be going down, but I hope it's not, and it looks like it's official. Gary Russell Jr. versus Devin Haney is not happening. Amen. Hallelujah. Great. Excellent. Wonderful. F that fight. I'm glad that fight ain't happening, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm glad that fight ain't happening. Now, the man Devin Haney's pops, Bill Haney, he been all on these YouTube streets. And apparently he came out and said that the fight ain't happening. Gary Russell Jr. hasn't returned their phone calls, hasn't signed the contract. He didn't specify what date, because they've been pressing him. They've been pressing Gary Russell to sign the fight on November 7th. Gary Russell said that ain't happening. I need 8 weeks training camp. So what? So what? Remember when he told that man, Bill Haney, so what? I need a training camp is 8 weeks. We could have it December 26th. That's what the man, what's his name's talking about? Gary Russell, you know what I mean? Day after Christmas. I already told y'all. In many Commonwealth countries, a lot of the countries colonized by England, December 26th, and in England as well, is Boxing Day. And that's an excellent day to have boxing, in my opinion. That should be like a boxing holiday. So Gary Russell, man, I'm glad my man came to his senses, man. Yeah, so a lot of these YouTubers out here misguided. You know what I mean? All for the almighty views and subs, you know what I'm saying? These guys are actually out here talking about Gary Russell's ducking. Like I said before in my previous video, I've never seen when people talking about a man 2 weight classes below, these people calling him a duck because he's not coming up 2 weight classes and taking some short money, $1.5 million. And they trying to make that man fight on November 7th. Not trying to give him an 8-week training camp. Same thing Canoli did with the man Kovalev, but at least Canoli gave that man 8 weeks. 8 weeks till that man, he had exactly 8 weeks from that fight with what's his name, between Kovalev and Yard. Then he had 8 weeks exactly from when that fight ended to go ahead and fight the man Canoli. So that's why Kovalev said he knew he already lost the fight. Yeah, that's what y'all want to see Gary Russell do. And then y'all could laugh at that man and say, ha, ha, ha. And then y'all ain't going to never make no videos about him again. He going to be struggling to get fights, because at that point, he's probably going to be a high-risk, low-reward type of fight. You know what I mean? That's what y'all want. That's what y'all not going to get. Fuck that shit. Forget about it. I'm glad Gary Russell team ain't signed that joint, Mo. I'm trying to tell you, man, that shit don't even make no sense. There's other lightweights out there in the world, y'all, right? You know that, right? You guys know that there's a plethora of other 135-pounders out there. I don't care if the man Devin Haney, y'all could call him the boogeyman. I'm not going to go that far as calling him a boogeyman. We'll see. You know what I mean? He's a young dude. You know what I'm saying? He wants to fight the fighters. I'm not saying he ain't want to fight the man Gary Russell. That's one thing that ain't never come out my mouth. And as far as Gary Russell, did he want to fight the man? Look, man, Gary Russell, I think he had a lot of frustrations, you know what I mean? Been a lot of frustrations of not being able to get fights. He called the man Devin Haney out there, and you remember when he showed his weight on the scales, you know what I mean? Would he take that fight for the price? If the price is right and the date is right, I can guarantee you Slim going to take that fight, you know what I mean? What's up, Mike 104? Mike 104 is in the chat. He says, next year's day is a holiday. for boxing in Japan. The world needs to follow suit. Start new traditional boxing dates. Absolutely, man. Because the boxing dates we have here in the United States, holidays, they're effed. We can't even get cannoli. We can't get the marquee, so-called marquee face of the game to participate in fights on Cinco de Mayo, Mexican Independence Day weekend. What happened this Independence Day weekend? Who fought? Kavalauskas fought. Mario Mariaga and Joel Gonzalez. What they do, man? Mr. Shelton's in the chat. He says, Gary, the angry looker man, clout chasing as usual. Call it what you want, man. But at the end of the day, Mr. Shelton, you ain't gonna be there to pay his bills. You're not gonna be on his pension or just be on his 401k when he retires. You're not gonna do that. You might not even have Showtime on your television screen to even watch his fight and pay your cable bill to see the man fight. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, like I always say, man, our credit over here, what comes out of our mouth, don't even matter. The credit that these fighters need to get is to be compensated well. Makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And $1.5 million with less than 8 week training camp don't make sense. I don't know how old you are, Mr. Shelton, but where I'm from, that shit don't make sense, and that ain't even considered a doc. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing. Your career's on the line. Why would you jump out there and take short money and not even get an 8 week training camp? You could call it a duck. That's on you, man. At the end of the day, you sound like all these other nut ass YouTubers out here. You know what I mean? You check it. This is what I think, right? And I'm not. This is just opinion, not a fact. This is just what I think. This guy Bill Haney, he's been on these YouTube streets trying to basically promote his son, get his son some more promotion, maybe so he could be on the heights or levels of guys like Ryan Garcia, etc., Tank Davis. You know what I mean? Because those guys are pretty popular, and they all fight at the same division as Devin Haney, but neither Tank or Ryan Garcia want to fight the man. You see me, I'm not biased at all. I could keep it 100. I don't got to say nothing bad about nobody, but I'm especially Devin Haney. I like the kid. The kid can fight, you know what I mean? He got a bright future. You check it. But he ain't going to get that off the expense of Gary Russell's name because that's what they thirsty for. If you can't see that, man, like the man Flavor Flav from Public Enemy say, man, I can't do nothing for you, man. You know what I'm saying? You check it. So, oh, look at this guy. Mr. Shelter says, oh, not really. Action speaks louder than words. Gary Russell Jr. done a whole lot of talking his whole career. It's not hard to see through his talk. Yeah, well, you could say that actions speak louder than words, but are you the one going in the ring and getting punched up in the face? And, hey, Mr. Shelton, let me ask you this. If Gary Russell got to go up to weight classes and take the biggest risk of his career? Shouldn't the man be compensated well? Should he take less money fighting Devin Haney than he got when he fought the man Jojo Diaz or when he fought King Tug Nyambayar? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I'm a businessman. I clock every day, my G. I'm trying to tell you, Slim. You know what I mean? I clock every day, man, and I'm my own boss. You know what I'm saying? I do my own inventory, everything's all on me. You know what I'm saying? Only man I talk to is my accountant at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Now, at the end of the day, it's a business. This is boxing. Boxing's a sport disguised as a business at the end of the day. Okay? It's a money-driven sport. Should that man take $1.5 million, less money than he did when he fought the man King Tang Nambayar and Jojo Diaz and Oscar Escandon? So Gay Russell, man. Hey, my man Mike 104, man. Anybody in the chat, man, if you got a clean heart, man, hit that thumbs up, man. I already know Mr. Shelton ain't gonna do that. I ain't even asking for his thumbs up. But anybody who shows support to this channel, man, do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm glad this fight ain't happening. And let me get back to my point, man. The man Bill Haney trying to get his son out here promotion, you know what I'm saying? And they trying to use it off the expense of Gary Russell's name because at the end of the day, they already felt the pulse of the streets. Nobody want to see this man fight Devin Haney fight Yuriokis Gamboa. That was their intention, you know what I mean? I've been saying it all along, even before this Gary Russell talk came up about, you know what I mean? I said the man Devin Haney should try and fight the man Yurioki's Gamble. I'm sorry, what's the man? Javier Fortuna, you know what I mean? That's a better fight. I'm saying that's more of a game opponent than Yurioki's Gamboa, who's pushing 40, who tore his Achilles tendon in his last fight, and he got knocked out coming off a loss. You gotta tell me, should the man be getting a title shot? I mean, the last time I was upset of a man getting a title shot coming off a loss was Austin Trout. But best believe Austin Trout had never been knocked out. You know what I'm saying? And the last fights that he was in before he got back-to-back title shots were controversial. Could have gone either way. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that with Tank Davis and Gamboa. Gamboa, man, have a seat. You was a pound for pounder 10 to 12 years ago. Yeah, you heard me. 10 to 12 years ago. You know what I'm saying? You had your heyday then, and it's all good, man. You were a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? But now you got to give it up to the youngins. You know what I mean? And there's much better lightweights out there for Devin Haney to fight. Just like there's a plethora of featherweights and super featherweights for the man Gary Russell to fight. You know what I mean? You checking out Gary Russell? I've been said he jumped out there and he said he wants all the smoke with all these guys at lightweight. That's because he's been ducked severely at featherweight. Nobody want to fight him. You know what I mean? Like I said, I can guarantee you he would come up there to 135 with no problem if he was getting compensated well. You know what I'm saying? And also given a proper date and, given a proper 8-week training camp. You know what I mean? Mr. Shelton says, I don't speculate on negotiations I wasn't a part of. I'm looking at the actions over his career. I thumbs up, G. Well, good looks, man. So you gotta tell me, man, what actions over his career? Tell me, man. Oh, so you going just let me know, man. Let me know his actions over his career, cause you talking like the man, Gary Russell been out here bluffing his whole career. I would like to know what other situation or fight did he fake on? Let me hear. Let me find out. Let me find out, man. Cause I'm in tune with this boxing ish. You heard? I already know what's been following these guys' careers before they were even professional boxers. You know what I'm saying? So just let me know what fight he been faking on, like you said, looking at his actions over his career, and yeah, let me find out. Doing a whole lot of talking his whole career. Yeah, let me find out. Just let me know. Just let me know, cause I'm eager to know, man. Believe you me, I want to know. That's the first time I've heard that before. Maybe I've been out the loop, but I highly doubt it. The man, the fight is from my city, so let me find out. But I'm glad that fight ain't happening. I could go on Boxing Scene. I could go on all the boxing publications. Yeah, I could do that right now for y'all, right in front of for y'all. If you don't believe me. Oh, so now you ain't talking about talking all his career and faking. You talking about he fights once a year. That's a difference from what I'm just asking. We already know he fights once a year. 2020, guess what? He's gonna have fought once this year if he doesn't get a fight before 2020 ends. That ain't nothing new. Just let me know all that stuff you talk about, like he been bluffing and he been talking all his career, been calling people out and bluffing. Just let me find out. Fighting once in a career is a different dialogue from talking about the man be talking his whole career and blah blah blah. But anyways, let me get back to it while the man Shelton gathers his thoughts. Now, I could go on these boxing publications where we get news every day. I could do that right now from Boxing Scene, Ring Magazine, Boxing News 24, all them giants, boxing, whatever they are, every single one. And I can show you that none of them boxing publications have even been talking about this fight. This fight is on nobody's radar except some YouTube niggas, man. I'm trying to tell you, dogs. This is just what it's about. The YouTube niggas want to take credit because they got Devin Haney pops. He probably giving them a little bread. Or if not, they made a compromise. Come on my channel, I'm gonna get some views and stuff. You know what I mean? You help me, I help you. One hand wash the other. Wash both hands, wash the face. You know what I'm saying? That's what it came down to. That's what these fellas is on. Ain't nobody talking about this fight except you two niggas, Bill Haney and Gay Russell got caught up in the mix. You know what I'm saying? And Gay Russell always comes on these YouTube streets or his Instagram and says, man, I'm not even into this social media thing. I wish you weren't, man. Just remain the fighter you were. Look, if you was trying to get your popularity out there, like Mr. Shelton says, clout chasing, Mr. Shelton, I ain't even gonna read your quotes no more because you ain't even answer what I asked. And I asked with a clean heart, just let me know what time he been faking, when he been bluffing or clout chasing. Just let me know, man. Don't tell me about fighting once a year, man. You ain't telling me nothing I don't know, man. I could look at a calendar. I watch every single fight of his. Yeah, but you ain't telling me about how Tank Davis ducked him, right? And how about all these YouTube niggas out here wasn't putting their foot on their neck when Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz were ducking him? I was. Yeah, I got them videos. The real boogeyman of the featherweight division. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was. How comes nobody was on it? But y'all gonna talk about he ducking a man who's 2 weight classes above him. That fella sounded, boy. Man, hey man, boxing, man. They don't have some. Hey, boxing. Hey, let me not even say that, man. Let me keep that to myself. Let me keep that to myself. So, like I said, man, none of these boxing publications been talking about this fight. This fight's been on nobody's radar. You know what I'm saying? Bill Haney and them, they need a name on their resume because they fought a whole bunch of stiffs. And it's okay. He's 21 years old, man. I ain't pressing him, man. Lomachenko ain't want to fight the man. Luke Campbell don't want to fight him. Jorge Linares, Ryan Garcia. He's so plenty of people who ducking the kid because the kid ain't got a name. Yeah, people out here, they talking about, oh, Devin Haney makes $1 million per fight. So, and Gary Russell doesn't. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You heard? You know what I'm saying? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And I'm a businessman. I'm not going to stick my neck out there, risk having a loss on my record if I'm not going to be compensated well. Get my biggest payday of my career. Give me a fair and square 8-week training camp and let's do this. You know what I'm saying? I have videos, man. If anybody's new to my channel, man, just go to my playlist. Historical archives. I have videos of every single fight in boxing history that at least is on film where fighters jump up 2 weight classes. And the probabilities of winning going up 2 weight classes are almost slim to none. It's very few guys who've done it. Am I doubting Gay Russell, or do I think he'll win? At this point, it doesn't matter. The fight ain't happening. I like to see him fight guys in his weight class. I wish these guys would you know, grow some nuts and fight the man. If not, look, you just gotta fight the best, you know. I've said it before and I'll say it again, man. Mark True Sharp Johnson, the youngest man to make it to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, International Boxing Hall of Fame. Man was in there at 38 years old. Yeah, that guy, Mark True Sharp Johnson from Southwest Washington, D.C. Yeah, you know how many people ducked him? How many Hall of Famers? Told y'all before, Manny Pacquiao ducked him. Yeah. What's the guy's name? Johnny Tapia. What's that other guy from New Mexico who had a rivalry with Johnny Tapia? What's that guy's name? I'm forgetting his name. He lost his title to Vianney Bungu. They had a rivalry with the man. It's slipping my mind right now, and I should remember it. I ain't a box rec nigga, man. I'm a jog my memory. What's his name? Danny Romero. You know what I mean? All these guys, man. A lot of fighters ducked the man. Yuri Abrikov. If you don't know about it, man, use your Googles. Do your homework. Yeah, all these guys, man. Mark Too Sharp Johnson couldn't get in the ring. He ain't fight none of them. Still made it to the Hall of Fame. Because if these are that bunch of Hall of Fame caliber fighters are scary and don't want no parts of you, hey man, you must be a bad man. Jeff Chandler's great bantamweight, one of the best African American bantamweights in history out of Philadelphia. Guy didn't even have an extensive amateur background. You know what I mean? You know how many fighters ducked him? He ain't be no Hall of Fame on his resume. Had to leave the game with a torn retina, with a bad eye. Had to leave the game early. Guess what? He's still in the Hall of Fame. Why? Because a lot of fighters ducked him. And if those fighters ain't ducked him, they would have made for great fights. Win, lose, or draw. You check it? So, at the end of the day, man, I'm glad that fight ain't happening. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. F that fight. We trying to see fighters who where it's equal. They're on the equal playing field. You know what I mean? Gay Russell, those guys are trying to use you. They trying to use you for your name. You know what I mean? They want that name on the resume. Yeah, they know already about Gay Russell. Yeah, the little guy got skills to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Taking him, look at these comment sections. Just look, and I'm trying to tell you, man, if you go to these comment sections to get your opinion about these particular fights, you're lost just like the people in them comment sections. You know what I mean? Talking about Gay Russell's ducking. It's basically 50-50. Some people, they riding for Gay Russell. Some people banging on Gay Russell. The people banging on Gay Russell also go back to that Lomachenko fight. And guess what they say? Lomachenko whooped his ass. Whooped his ass where? Come on, dogs. That fight was a majority decision. It's a close fight. Lomachenko won the fight fair and square. You know what I'm saying? But Gay Russell did drop the guy. So don't tell, there's a difference from an ass whooping and losing a close fight. People gotta put things in context, you know what I mean? And Bill Haney, man, I can't even say he's done a good job. Cause mission aborted and mission not accomplished. You try to use the man, you try to get him in there for $1.5 million, use his name, get him off his platform, you know what I'm saying? And now you're trying to make it look like, oh, it ain't Al Heyman. Al Heyman gave his blessings, and Gay Russell said he did as well. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure, man, Gay Russell and them and their team, they decided, nah, they gotta up the ante. You know what I'm saying? They gotta up the ante and pay like they talk. You know what I mean? Look, the kid Devin Haney be starting in like he's a little baby Floyd. Be starting in Lambos and Ferraris, Rolex watches. He ain't the only one with the Rolex watch. Just go check out my last video. But Rolexes and the Cuban links. He ain't the only one with a Cuban link neither, man. Just check my last video. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But he be stunting out there like he getting that paper. And he is. For a young dude clocking 1 million at 21 for every fight, man, he's doing excellent, man. You know what I'm saying? He just got to work on his fighting skills, work on his promotion. He calls himself a promoter, DHP, Devin Haney Promotions. Who you got on your team? Who you promote? I thought Eddie Hearn promotes you. And the way I see it, look, man, if it's a joint promotion with Devin Haney Promotions and Matchroom over there, well, you're not a top priority for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. I'm talking about Devin Haney. He's not a top priority like a person who is solely sold or strictly signed to Matchroom. Guys like maybe a Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Guys like Jorge Linares, who's with Golden Boy, who fight over there on the zone. I'm pretty sure they'll get first priority over Devin Haney. Just because these guys are not kind of free agents or a joint venture type of promotional deal. You know what I mean? That's what Devin Haney and this Pops, that's what it looks like they on. You check it. So at the end of the day, man, I'm glad this fight ain't happening. Devin Haney Pops, hey man, you're doing too much. but not enough. That's all I can say. Doing too much, but not enough. Try to promote your son on all these YouTube platforms, on these YouTube streets, and mission aborted. Gary Russell did the right thing to pull the plug on that fight. Oh, y'all could call him a ducker if you want. It is what it is. Our credit don't pay his bills. It don't. It don't, man. You don't gotta give guys like Lomachenko credit for nothing. Deontay Wilder credit for nothing. At the end of the day, man, you see that man how he's living. Can't really say so much about Lomachenko. You know, Lomachenko's we don't see how he's living. Look at all the Charlo brothers. You see how they living. You could hate on anybody you want. You don't gotta give nobody no credit. Don't give them no credit. But your credit and my credit don't pay their bills. They still get paid regardless. You didn't know? Or you ain't know? You must have not seen Floyd Mayweather's career. Till this day, fellas ain't giving him credit. You know what I'm saying? Till this day. What do that mean? What does it all mean at the end of the day? So, Gary Russell, man, I'm glad y'all ain't taking this fight. We could talk about great fights out there. We would like to see a guy like Devin Haney in. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney. They got this African kid out of Ghana who's gonna be getting title shots sooner than later. If boxing wasn't effed up with this COVID thing, he would be in position trying to be a mandatory. And his name is Emmanuel Tago, Game Boy. That's a good fighter right there. You know what I'm saying? He's like number 4 behind or number 3 in the WBO rankings. You know what I mean? Ryan Garcia don't want no smoke, and they're on the same network. It is what it is. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Hey, guys, maybe it's a bright idea. Put pressure on a guy like the winner of Ryan Garcia and Luke Campbell. Put pressure on them to fight a Devin Haney. And I believe that fight could happen next year. Have the same energy y'all got for Gary Russell, a fight that nobody except YouTube niggas talking about, no publications writing about it. Have the same energy for real fights like I had for Gary Russell and Leo Santa Cruz. Gary Russell and what's the guy's name? Tank Davis. Like I was talking about guys like Luke Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Fighting Devin Haney. You know what I mean? Have the same energy for these type of fights, man. Stop trying to take credit and then y'all gonna come on these YouTube streets and tell your subscribers and listeners we are responsible for making Devin Haney and Gary Russell. You fellas, y'all not that powerful. Y'all motherfuckers ain't in no boardroom, man. Y'all just got a Devin Haney coming on these YouTube streets trying to promote his son. You know what I'm saying? None of y'all in the negotiation rooms. You ain't got that type of clout. Believe you me, you don't. You only have one side, you know what I'm saying, and Gary Russell's side. One side, and that's Bill Haney, and one side, that's Gary Russell. Y'all ain't heard from Al Heyman. So what do you really have at the end of the day? Nothing tangible. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of blah, blah, a lot of talk, a lot of yap. You know what I mean? Let me check it. So, let me read the chat. I ain't gonna read all that same repetitive stuff about Gary fights once a year. What the fuck does that have to do with what the topic is at hand? Fellas always try to deflect, man, when you put him in a corner. I cut off the ring viciously, man, like Duran. You heard? Mr. Shelton says, I agree, Tank is probably more protected than Gary, to be honest. So Gary's protected now. You ain't going to be coming here making up that type of shit. You're the first person I've ever heard in life say Gary Russell is protected. How is a man who is ducked severely protected? What are you talking about, man? Come on, dogs. That what you said right there, we going to crumble it up. We going to crumble that up. That notion, and we're going to toss that in the trash. And we're going to say, Jordan, come on, dog. Stop making up stuff. You've already done that twice. I never seen you here on my channel, man. But your credibility, you got one more time, Slim. You got one more time to be talking about some stuff that don't even make no sense. One more time, Slim. All right, you see, Mr. Shelton, we're not gonna be dissing other people on these YouTubes on my channel neither, man. If you got a problem with them with the LDBC fellas, go tell them that. Don't come and tell me. Don't do that, Mo. My channel don't be dissing nobody, man. You ain't gotta come do that over here, dogs. Nah. Mr. Shelton, I think that's the third strike already. I'm not going to block you. Only time I've ever blocked anybody was a dude who came in this joint really trolling on some white power KKK shit. That's the only time I've ever blocked anybody. I ain't going to block you, man. But your credibility right now, man, I don't know, Mo. I don't know where you came from, man. I don't know, man. You talking about they glorified PBC excuse makers. Whatever you say, man. Go watch the zone fights, man. Go look forward to see who Devin Haney will fight. Let me get back to what I was talking about. Devin Haney should fight guys like Emmanuel to go. Get these guys in the ring. You know what I'm saying? They got this guy over there by the how about Richard Comey, former world champion at 135 pounds, who lost his title to Teofimo Lopez. That's an excellent fight right there. I'd love to see that. You know what I mean? That would really test the man. And I can guarantee you this, because that guy ain't no small dude, right? Uh, um, Richard Comey, he ain't no little dude. That's a big super mid. I'm sorry, that's a big lightweight. Yeah, we'd love to see that. Get that man in the ring. You know what I mean? Do that. Do that. That's a better fight right there than than Gary Russell. And anybody who knows boxing can admit that. Unless y'all want to just watch, y'all like watching these make believe YouTube fights. Nah, dogs. That's what we not doing. Who else? Who else can fight? Uh, Luke Campbell's going to be busy with Ryan Garcia. I think the winner of that has to fight the man, Devin Haney. How about Ivan Mendy? Tough African Frenchman who fights out of France. That's a tough dude right there. The first dude to beat Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell avenged the loss, but that would be a good test right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's some fighters out there, man. You know what I mean? The man Javier Fortuna, he ain't got a fight. They was scrapped. He was supposed to fight the man Linares. How about a Felix Verdejo? Felix Verdejo has never got a world title opportunity. I know Top Rank and them, they trying to save him. They saving the man as far as trying to save him to fight, keep keep having him win, so maybe he can fight the man Lomachenko. You know they have history from the Olympics. Felix Verdejo got knocked out the 2012 Olympics by Vasil Lomachenko. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So there's some fighters out there which are much better fights than um than Gary Russell for the man Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Who else, man? That's at 135. And for Gary Russell, man, if he wants to move up to 130, that's fair game. He's been at 126 for some years. You know what I mean? His mandatory actually is Jesse Magdaleno. Jesse Magdaleno was a mandatory with the WBO to fight for the vacant WBO title versus Emmanuel Navarrete, and he ain't want no smoke. He ain't want no parts of it. Mostly because, and that's why I didn't make a DuckTales video about it. The risk he was trying to get into that fighting Navarrete, as far as his payday, he's made bigger paydays fighting lesser opponents. Same goes with the man Gary Russell. So him going in there with Navarrete, who's a killer right now. He's a killer. He's beating the shit out of everybody who's in the ring with him. The man, Jesse Magdaleno, said, you know what? Forget about it, man. Cancel them purse bids. We ain't doing that. So he got taken out the WBO rankings, and he's now number one at the WBC. He's a former 122-pound champ. Gary Russell, if he's gonna stay there, that's a mandatory right there. Who else is there at lightweight? I'm sorry, featherweight. There's not too many guys except Josh Warrington, and that's a fight I've been campaigning. Every video I campaign, Gary Russell, get that fight, man. Get hold of the man, Josh Warrington. Go fight that man in his backyard, and you will make way more money than anybody you could fight here in the U.S. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. You check it, and it's a unification. You know what I mean? I'd love to see that, a unification. Who don't like unifications? You know what I'm saying? Um, so it is what it is, man. Gary Russell ain't gonna be fighting the man Devin Haney. The boxing gods came to their senses. They put a they put a stop to that fight, which is good news. You know what I mean? Which is good news because, like I said, none of the boxing publications talking about it. Only people in YouTube's comment sections, YouTubers, Bill Haney, and occasionally, what's his name? Gary Russell has come on some of these live streams too to talk about the fight and blah blah blah. And I knew all the whole time, all along, I was like, man, don't do this shit. What the fuck is you even doing here on these YouTube channels, man? Cause I knew this fight ain't gonna happen. I knew it, man. I knew it. I've been saying it all along. Just check my video, Slim. I've been saying it all along. This fight ain't gonna happen. Don't do it. Don't do it. It don't make sense. But I said all along, if he gets his highest payday, gets ample enough time for training, a good 8-week training camp, I'm all for it. Go ahead, do it, Gary Russell, because you wanted that smoke. You know what I mean? But if they can't meet you halfway, it's business, man. And I'm all into negotiations, you know what I mean? I've read a book called The Art of Negotiations, you know what I'm saying? And, it's all about bargaining, negotiating, and coming to a fair, amicable, you know, compromise where both parties, are happy at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm all about. You know what I mean? I got a $1,500 laptop right now, one of these Dell G7 gaming joints. Look, it's brand new, $1,500. I'll do it. I'll sell it right now for 1,300. Right? Somebody's trying to ask me to buy the joint for 1,000. I'm like, come on, Slim, I can't do 1,000, man. The joint is brand new, sealed. I can't let it go for 1,000 when it's even, you can't even buy it no more from Dell because it's sold out. They're out of stock of it. It's a 2020 joint. They're out of stock. I can't come down to 300. You know what I'm saying? I'll take 100 off though. Come on, my G, work with me. You already getting a discount. So it's about negotiations, and you meet somewhere halfway where both parties are happy, and you both give a handshake, and you both walk away happy. You know what I mean? And this negotiations with Bill Haney and Gary Russell ain't nobody. The whole time it just seemed fraudulent. And the people who were trying to act like middlemen, who probably thought they was gonna get broken off something, I'll break you off something like that, Master P and UGK, y'all ain't getting nada except your YouTube. What do you call it? What do you call it? Monetizing YouTube shit. You know what I mean? And just give thanks for that. Be glad you at least got that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Made man. I said made man, excuse me. Main boxing biker. What the deal, my G? That's my guy, man. I was peeping your video today on the highway, Slim. You're on the highway with your bike doing a video, man. You brave. That's a good video, man, about the pay-per-view fights coming up. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Yeah, man. Hey, I peeped your joint, dogs, because I seen like the highways, man. You know what I mean? I was saying like, yo, you must be working or you must be doing what you do, you know what I mean? But I peeped, yeah. I peeped that J wasn't BKNY, you know what I mean? That's all I'm gonna say, you know what I mean? Oh, he said I'm in PA now. Yeah, I peeped that. I seen York. I seen York on the highway and shit, you know what I'm saying? But big up main boxing biker, man. Hey man, NYC, man. NYC. It's a beautiful city, man, but shit, I wouldn't want to live there, man. It's too expensive. DC's expensive too, man, but not like NYC. You know what I'm saying? Main Boxing Biker says, man, it seems like Bill Haney is fronting. Well, Bill Haney showed a little excerpt on his phone of the contract, and it showed $1.5 million. It just showed DAZN and Matchroom under contract. You know what I'm saying? Um, is Bill bluffing? I don't think he's bluffing if they could get the Mad Gary Russell in there compromised on November 7th. You know what I mean? Without a full 8-week training camp and short money. I don't think he's bluffing on that because he knows Gary Russell's made more than that. So they're actually getting him at a bargain basement deal. You know what I'm saying? And they licking their chops, hoping that it will go down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's business, man. There's going to be some days on a particular item you could probably, you know, that item one day you could sell it and make a $200 profit out of it, but there might be somebody else who will buy it, and it's like a car. You might have a car selling for $4,000. You know, and there's somebody who's willing to pay 5,000 for it. You check it, so they were about to get him at a basement bargain deal, and they were thinking that it's going to be like that $5,000 for the $4,000 vehicle, get a little extra off the top. But nah, man, it sounded a little too good to be true on their part. And that's why I knew this fight right here is a farce, and don't do it, Slim. Don't do it. And I'm glad it's not going down. And I'm glad hopefully that chapter of boxing is over with. And let's now campaign for Gary Russell and Devin Haney. Let's campaign for them to fight real dudes in their weight classes and put pressure on guys who are ducking these guys. You know what I mean? It's just like Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence. Who the fuck was asking for that fight? Who? Who except Mikey who said, I see something? Yeah, what did he see? Yeah, all I saw was him getting his ass whooped for 12 rounds. Guillermo Rigondeaux had been calling out the man when he was at 122, calling out Lomachenko, and Lomachenko's at 126. That's a 4-pound weight difference. And Rigo was like, dogs, let's meet at 124. Let's do it at 124. I'll come up 2 weight. I'll come up 2 pounds. You come down 2 pounds. We meet in the middle. Please be fair and be reasonable. This is stuff I be talking to people too, and I negotiate with them. I always tell them, whether it's by text message or on the phone or please be reasonable. I'll meet you halfway. I'll come down $50. You come up $50. Please be fair and please be reasonable. That's fair. And sure enough, you know what I'm saying? Lomachenko didn't want to fight. He ain't want to fight with the man. You know what I'm saying? Till the man was at 130 pounds. And Rigo was making all these type of comic cartoons, calling the man out, embarrassing him on social media. The man, Lomachenko, man, had to step up to the plate. Now, this guy right here is calling out my manhood. But he didn't compromise with him as far as weight. He said, look, you want me so bad? You want this belt? You got to come up to 130. I'm not coming down to no 126 to meet you. No. Come up to my weight class or nothing. At that particular time, if you remember, I don't know where some of y'all was at. Some of y'all look like you just started watching boxing 2 minutes ago. Look, if you remember at the time, Rigo was severely docked. Yeah, Carl Frampton. What's that guy's name? That Scott Quigg. Oh yeah, Scott Quigg. Who else? How can I forget? Leo Santa Cruz. Of course, Leo Santa Cruz. They ducked the shit out this guy, man. Nobody wanted no parts with Rigo. He had no fights. Just like Mr. Shelton is over here reminding us, Gary fights once a year. When I asked Mr. Shelton, so Gary been talking smack? Oh, he been bluffing his whole career like you said? That's what you said, not I. You said he been bluffing his whole career. So I said, yo, remind me of when he been bluffing. When is any other time? You telling me about he fights once a year and stuff. That ain't what I asked you. You know what I mean? You check it. So if you remember, Rigo is being severely docked. No fights, fighting once a year, fighting against guys who We already know Regal gonna wash him because the legitimate top of the world class fighters in his weight class, Carl Frampton and the likes, Leo Santa Cruz, want no parts of him. Leo Santa Cruz and Carl Frampton ducked Rigo and decided to fight each other. Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg ducked Rigo and decided to fight each other. And that was for a fake ass unification. A WBA regular and the IBF. Whack. Um, so what did Rigo do? He had no choice, and he took short money too. Took short money, man. Took short money, and look what happened. Man lost that fight. Yeah, main boxing biker says PA much cheaper. Absolutely, I wouldn't doubt. PA's cheaper, especially Philly, man. Out of the city, the four major cities on the East Coast, the Eastern Seaboard, at least the Northeast, from Boston to Boston, New York City, Philadelphia, Washington D.C. Philly's the cheapest out of all of those. Boston is mad expensive these days. New York City, you already know. DC's expensive now too. Philly though, Philly still got them kind of 2000 type of prices for rent and living and just in general, you know what I mean? Shout out to Philly, man. I was out in Philly this last week, man. I made a video at the Mitchell and Ness store. You know what I'm saying? Check out my channel, man. B Marsh Boxing. Yeah, my main boxing biker says, yeah, Rigo was making mad memes by Loma. Absolutely, man. It was embarrassing, this man. This man had no choice but to step up to the plate. But he didn't compromise, man. And that's why he just easily handled the man Rigo. So yeah, I'm about to seal the deal on this live stream, man. Gary Russell versus Devin Haney is not happening. Amen. Hallelujah. Great, wonderful, fantastic. I'm glad this shit ain't happening. You two fellas, I'm sorry, man, but y'all fellas thought y'all was gonna get a lick, get an easy lick, and try to say y'all was responsible for making these fights. As a matter of fact, shame on y'all YouTubers out there, and you know who you are. Shame on y'all out there who are talking about new media BS. Y'all the ones who spreading the propaganda talking about Gay Russell ducking. Y'all new media fellas, where do you get your news from? You get it from the same places everybody else get their news, right? Boxing Scene and all them other publications, right? Yeah. And guess what? I looked at boxing Scene every day, 365. 365, not a day I don't miss. Look at boxing news, even if I don't make a video. And guess what? I ain't seen now one Gary Russell versus Devin Haney article. Nobody talking about that fight. Get that through your thick skulls. And I'm mostly talking to y'all YouTube niggas and y'all commenters and y'all goofy fellas out here talking about people are ducking when they two weight classes apart, man. Stop that shit. Be Marsh Boxing, man. Big ups to everybody, man. Big ups to my man, main boxing biker per usual. Salute, my G. And congrats moving out to PA, man. And I wish you all the best out there. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I lived in Boston before I moved down here, and it is what it is. Sometimes you got to make changes to move if you feel you need to. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to my man Mike 104, per usual. Salute, man. Always good dude. Big ups to Mike Shelton. Yo, B Marsh Boxing. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. Peace.